Breaking news tonight, for the first time in American history, a former U.S. president has been convicted of felony crimes.
Jurors determined former President Donald Trump is guilty on all 34 counts against him in his hush money trial. The former president put up a fist and waved to the crowd as he arrived at Trump Tower following the verdict. And this is the live look outside Trump Tower in New York right now, where we are told the former president will stay tonight. He's also attending a fundraiser for his presidential campaign.
It took jurors nearly 10 hours of deliberation to return those guilty verdicts, which were read in court just a few hours ago. Again, the former president was convicted on 34 counts. You see them right now on your screen. They are all tied to reimbursements Trump made to his former lawyer for a hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels, so she didn't go public with her claim about having an affair with the former president, Donald Trump. Now, tonight at 6, we've got you covered on the ripple effects of this guilty verdict and reaction to it.
First, to those involved in this case. As the verdict was read, former President Trump did not move, but appeared to sigh as the jurors left the room.
Jarrell Ballard is here to break down what happened today in that New York City courtroom and what we know so far. Jarrell.
Yeah, hey, Brandon and Amber. Just after 4-hour time this afternoon, the New York jury submitted its verdict finding former President Trump guilty of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records to cover up hush money payments he made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Now, ultimately, the jury was convinced he was guilty after 2 days of deliberation in a trial that lasted a total of 6 weeks. Charges of falsifying business records can carry up to 4 years behind bars each. But New York prosecutors have not said whether they will ask for prison time. Meanwhile, former President Trump has already stated his team will quickly move to appeal the verdict. Take a listen to what he told reporters after he left the courtroom.
I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace.
Now, former President Trump is the first president to ever be convicted of a felony, and he remains the front runner of the Republican nominee for president in the upcoming election. Now, the Manhattan District Attorney said he was pleased with the verdict.
And while this defendant may be unlike any other in American history, we arrived at this trial and ultimately today at this verdict in the same manner as every other case that comes through the courtroom doors, by following the facts and the law and doing so without fear or favor.
Now, this conviction and possible prison time cannot stop former president from continuing to run for president. He's expected to be back in court on July 11th for sentencing, just days before the Republican National Convention that will be held in Milwaukee. Amber?
For day in our country, Jarrell, thank you. And following today's ruling, Stormy Daniels' attorney released a statement on the verdict. It read in part, quote, "No man is above the law, and the selfless, hardworking service of each of these jurors should be respected and appreciated."
More reactions poured in swiftly after the verdict. A spokesperson for the Biden-Harris campaign said, "In New York today, we saw that no one is above the law." He went on to say there's still only one way to keep Donald Trump out of the Oval Office, at the ballot box. Convicted felon or not, Trump will be the Republican nominee for president.
We are also hearing from Republicans who are almost universally criticizing the guilty verdict. Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson says he thinks the verdict is a, quote, "travesty of justice," and he believes, quote, "our judicial system will never be the same." Johnson then continued, posing the question, quote, "How can this not be considered the most egregious example of election interference?" So far, Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin has not commented on the verdict.
It's RNC co-chair Lara Trump. On behalf of the entire Trump family, we want to thank you for your support.
Now, my opinion, I think Trump ought to spend the rest of his life in prison. It's not because he's president before. It's because I never liked the guy from the beginning. So this is all somewhat good. So, if you're not a Trump lover, you see this video, smash that like button and build views.